Hello, I'm Ricky. This is Lila, my daughter, and we're doing a 10-part series on the 10 Commandments. This is commandment number 2. Go back and watch the other one for number 1. We're going to start in Exodus 20, verse 4 through 5. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Now pay attention, that verse says don't make a graven image. Verse 5 says, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
So, in verse 4, when it says you shouldn't make unto thee any graven image, so Jehovah knew that the Israelites were going to go to Assyria, and that they were going to see all the Assyrian gods, and that they were going to want to worship them as, worship their gods. So that's why he put, and they could have been off the hook and said, okay, we didn't make these, so we can still worship them. But that's why God puts the 5th verse, which says, you shouldn't bow down to them nor serve them. So, henceforth, with that being said, they can't worship them nor make them. So vice versa, they can't just say that they make them, but they don't worship them. It's the same thing. So then,
I think I take it from here.
Yeah, I forgot the rest of it.
No, you're done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so right. So he says, don't go in there. He already gave the Israelites a warning. That when they were getting ready to go into Assyria, he said, don't go in there, don't inquire of other gods. In Deuteronomy 12, Deuteronomy 12, 28.
28. Oh, it's on Exodus.
Deuteronomy 12, verse 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee and thy children after thee forever. When thou doest which is good and right in the land, in the sight of Jehovah thy God. 29. When Jehovah thy God shall cut off all nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Here we go. Take heed to thyself that thou not be snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, How did these nations serve their gods? Even so I will do likewise. And that's exactly what the Israelites did. They got over there and they saw all the stuff. Man, they saw the Asheroth poles and they're like, wow, that's cool, right? I want one of those. And then they saw them at night. And I imagine they saw all the candles and they're like, whoa, they got presents too. Man, they got food, they got drinks, they got all kinds of stuff going on. Man, I want to worship my God like that. And so that's why God told us, man, when you get over there, don't inquire after their gods. Don't even think about it. And certainly don't say, let me serve my God likewise. So next we're going to go to Ezekiel 8. We're just going to give you a couple more examples of this. Ezekiel 8, verses 10 through 16. You want to read it? Okay, go ahead.
So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel, and in the midst of them stood Jezaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand.
Hand.
And a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? For they say, the Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat a woman weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worshipped the sun toward the east.
Amen. All right, so now this is to Judah, right? So, and it tells us that in the next verse. Then he saith unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger, and lo, they put the branch to their nose. And so you could read right past this, but the put the branch to the nose is just an absolute just an absolute thumb to God. I did a little research. It is one of the most despicable things. They're doing all of these abominations. They're doing all of this stuff. They've got all of these imagery. They're weeping for Tammuz. Like they're just eating everything that they want to eat. They're doing every single thing that they want to do. And when they put the branch to the nose, it's like they're just smelling this. They have these perfumes and shit on these branches, and they're just like saying, thumbing their nose. It is one of the most disrespectful things you can do to God. So they just absolutely do not care. And this is just an example of the disobedience and idolatry throughout God's people, both Judah and Israel. This one really is, it says, about 25 men with their backs to the temple of Jehovah and their faces toward the east. They worship the sun towards the east. So now if we go to Deuteronomy 4, we're going back over to Deuteronomy 15 through 19. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude, so nothing similar, on the day that Jehovah spake unto you in the Horeb out of the midst of the fire. So you've never seen anything like this. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, this similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air. So the male or female, any figure. Got a cross, got a picture of Jesus in your house, a statue? What about an image of Mary? Those count. Same thing. The likeness of any beast on the earth, likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Here we go. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which Jehovah thy God hath divided unto all the nations. So just like those other dudes back over there in, what were we at, Ezekiel, these people are doing the same exact thing. They're worshiping the sun, the moon, and the stars. And aren't they doing that today? All right, so now we're going to go over to Isaiah 44, and we found Christmas dinner. And Lila's going to show you. All right, so let's go to Isaiah 44. Yes, we know this is a second commandment, but we're tying it into Christmas. So Isaiah 44. Boom. What verse was it? 9?
Yeah, 9 to 20.
9 to 20. Go ahead.
They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. Who hath formed a god or molten a graven image that is profitable for nothing? Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen that are of men. Let them all be gathered together, let them stand up, yet they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coals, and fashioneth it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his arms. Yea, he is hungry, and his strength faileth. He drinketh no water, and is faint. The carpenter stretcheth out his rule, and marketh it out with a line. He fitteth it with planes, and he marketh it out with the compass. And he marketh it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man that may remain in the house.
And what is that?
A crucifix.
Exactly.
He heweth him down cedars, or back to that one. It could be like the saints, how people have the saint statues, like Saint Paul or Saint stuff like that.
Right. Yep.
He heweth him down cedars, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it. Then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof, and warm himself. Yea, he kindleth it, and baketh bread. Yea, he maketh a god, and worshippeth it. And he maketh it a graven image, and falleth down thereto, which would be like the Christmas dinners. He burneth part thereof in the fire. With part thereof he eateth flesh. He roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself, and saith, Aha, I am warm, I have seen the fire.
This is where Lila was like, hey, that's like Christmas dinner. And I was like, oh, shoot. It actually is, of course. Oh, goodness. Sorry, got a phone call. What were we talking about?
You also didn't hang up.
I didn't hang up?
No.
What? Okay, you gotta go away. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that's where Lila saw the where you saw, aha, I am warm and I've seen the fire. And she was like, hey, that's Christmas dinner. And I was like, oh yeah, it really is, because he burned part of it in the fire, and part of it he ate flesh, and part of it he made a roast, and now he's satisfied and he's warm within himself, and now he says, I'm warm. I've seen the fire, right? Like he's just kicking back. Go ahead.
And the residue thereof he maketh a god, even his graven image. He falleth down unto it, and worshippeth it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God.
Now, right here, so he takes the residue. So he takes the rest of the wood, and later on here it says it's the stump, or the, what is it called? Something. It basically means the stump of a tree. So basically, it's provided him food and shelter and warmth, and filled his belly, and right now now because all of this has come from this freaking tree. Now he's going to take the residue of it, the rest of it, and he's going to make a god, and he's going to fall down in front of it and pray and say, Thou art my God. And saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God. That's insane. Go ahead. 18.
They have not known nor understood, for he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. And none considereth in his heart.
Okay, hold on right there. So verse 44, the Christmas dinner one. So he says, they have not known or understood, for he hath shut their eyes, they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. Now, there's several verses. He's going to send them a strong delusion. They're deaf, dumb, and blind like their idols. There's many verses, but we picked 1 Timothy because this is the one that shows what's happened right here. Because in the next verse it says, and none considereth in his heart, right? So it's saying he's lost his understanding and can't see, and so he can't consider in his heart. So what happened here, 1 Timothy tells us in verse 4, 4. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. I'd say worshiping a tree and thanking it for providing everything that you needed it to fill your belly and make you comfortable, and then making an idol out of it is exactly that, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Now, of course, this means different things, different doctrines. Do as thou wilt. Like, there's a lot of other teachings on this scripture, but we're using it for this specifically. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, here it is, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats which God had created to be received with thanksgiving of all of them which believe and know the truth. So what he's saying here is in the end times, they're going to be so far off the mark with doctrines of devils and lies and hypocrisy. Their consciences are going to be so seared that they can't see the truth. They're going to start forbidding people to marry. I keep doing that. Catholic Church, can't be a priest if you want to get married, though they're trying to change it for some reason. Also, commanding to abstain from meats. Fish Friday, same thing. So what's happened now, if we go back to Isaiah 44, we see that what's happened in the interim here is that their conscience has been seared. Isaiah 44.
Verse
19. Right. So they have not known, understood, for he hath shut their eyes, they cannot see, and in their hearts, and then they cannot understand. So they're deaf, dumb, and blind like their idols. God sent them a strong delusion, and because they continue to do despite unto the Spirit, their consciences are seared. As a result, and none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire, yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it, and shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stalk of a tree? He that feedeth on ashes deceiveth a heart. A deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? He can't see the truth. This cat can't see anything at all. He doesn't have even the common sense to consider in my heart or any type of understanding to believe, man, like this is a tree. Man, I burned part of this thing in the fire. I break bread on it. I baked bread, made coals. It's provided all of these things, but am I going to make it an abomination? Am I going to bow down to it? They don't even have the mental capacity to ask these types of questions. And so in his heart he's deceived, and he's been turned aside, and he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? Can't see anything. All right, now we're going to hop over to Leviticus. And where's Leviticus?
The third
Bam. 26. 1. All right. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down to it, for I am Jehovah your God. So now let's take a look at what is a standing image. Want to tell them?
I need a drum roll. The Christmas tree.
Exactly. Jeremiah 10. Don't go into a forest. Don't cut down a Christmas tree. Don't shape it with the axe of the workman's hands. Don't affix it with hammer and nails that it move not. Stand-up image. Don't decorate it with silver and gold. Don't deck it with silver and gold. Yada, yada, yada. It's an image. Don't do it. It tells you right here in Leviticus 21. Don't do it. He's telling you over and over again. Christmas trees are an idol. And you won't listen. We told you before, man. Isaiah 40:20. If they're so impoverished that they can't afford a real one, go have one made out of wood that will not rot. What the hell kind of wood doesn't rot? It all rots, even the evergreen tree. Plastic Christmas tree, homeboy. The idol that you get to keep in your house all year round. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. And so Leviticus is telling us right here, you shall make no idols or graven images. So what is a standing image? It's a Christmas tree. You can't get around it. Absolutely can't get around it. So now we're going to go back to Exodus 20 for the second half of the verse. We're going to take a look at it. Okay? Or the second half of the commandment. Verse 5, thou shalt not bow down themselves, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. And we're going to go to Romans 1 to take a look at what that looks like. Get them, kiddo.
For Romans 1, 18 through 32, for the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath shewed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his external power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that, when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lusts one toward another man. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain God, in their knowledge God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, and implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only to do the same, but have pleasures in them that do them. So they know their judgment to what they're doing, but they still do it.
And Christmas makes you
Gay.
Christmas makes you gay. It says so right there in the Bible. I didn't write it, we just read it to you. And it's not funny. He turned them over to, therefore, for this cause, he turned them over to vile affections, to do things amongst themselves which were unseemly. Men with men, women were women with women, turning away the natural use. It's not a joke. Every time you kneel your child down in front of that Christmas tree, you are sacrificing your child to an idol, spiritually. That's a food and a drink offering. Like, you just don't get what you people are doing. You think you're celebrating Jesus. You think because you've Christianized it that it's okay. It's the biggest violation of the second commandment I think there is. To erect a tree in the name of the false Son of God, Jesus. Yeshua never told you to do anything like that. He told you to keep the 10 commandments. If you love me, keep my commandments. And I'll pray the Father, and he'll send you another comforter to abide with you forever, yea, even the Spirit of truth. If you're breaking the 10 commandments, you're not going to get that Holy Spirit. You will never understand the Bible. And if you're doing Christmas, you are absolutely violating commandment number 2. Isn't that right? All right, guys. We love you. Keep the 10 commandments. Eat clean. Keep the Sabbath. Saturday at dawn, Sunday dawn. Teach others to do the same while fulfilling the royal law, which is James 2:8. You can find the definition for that in Leviticus 19:15 through 18. Spoiler alert, it means rebuke your neighbor for sin. Save him from the tribulation and yourself. Because if you don't rebuke your brother for sin, you suffer the same sin. You both go into the same bed of suffering. So keep 10 commandments. Bye.
Farewell.
Farewell. Fare thee well, young maiden.